Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another interesting episode here on Lunch Global. And trust me, today we're going to take you directly to South Africa, and then let's see the kind of meal they have. You know, there are a lot of traditional meal, interesting meal, because a lot of travelers travel around South Africa or travel to South Africa because of the delicious meal they have, not just because of the fun and all of that, but because they want to enjoy a lot of varieties. And today we'll be looking at some of those interesting meals in South Africa. We know that South African food is one of the many spectacular things to experience when you visit Southern Africa. Travelers flock to South Africa not only for its game drive and delightful landscape, but to get a taste of Switzerland's dishes. Most famously dubbed rainbow cuisine, the South African food culture stands out because over the years, influenced heavily by many other cultures, including Malaysian, French, Dutch, English, and other indigenous African cultures. These many influences are because of the country's intricate history of colonization and settlement and location of the coast as well. Traditional South African food are meals that are mainstays at every South African dinner table. However, the word traditional does not always mean that these meals are entirely local. No, but there are many traditional South African foods such as biltong, boerewors, bobo tea, and cocoa sisters have origins in other cultures and were brought into South Africa through immigrants, colonial masters, traders, and many more. And then South African national food is basically bobo tea, made from layers of minced meat, dried fruit, and herb topped with custard. These amazing dishes can be served with a spicy sauce of sambal and yellow rice, long-grained rice prepared with raisins and turmeric. This Switzerland dish across the country is cooked in many homes and restaurants. And in South Africa, you will find dishes influenced by the indigenous population along with the Dutch, French, Indians, Malaysians, just as I said earlier. And as such, it offers a vibrant cuisines that's sure to excite the plate. So let's move directly into it. Let's move directly and see those kind of dishes if you might want to travel or you might be in South Africa and I'm like, okay, why? Let me try eating this. I've been seeing it and I've not tried it. You know, most of the time we want to just focus on that food we know without having to try. Now, we're not going to be talking about rice, yam porridge, amala, ewedu. No, let's just go global, you know. That is what Lunch Global is all about. So let's start with tamata bredi. It's basically lamb stew with tomatoes. So tamata bredi is a beloved South African classic that serves as comfort food in the winter. This spicy dish is made from slow-cooked lamb paired with roasted tomatoes to deliver an enriching flavor you will never forget. The tamata bradi also has a Dutch origin, although its harmony with Mali's culinary dishes. In reality, the term bradi is of Mali origin. Browning the meat also elevates the rich aroma, infusing the gravy with a more distinct flavor. Oriental spinach is also used traditionally. A rule of thumb is using meaty tomatoes that won't fill your stew with a lot of water. It is also possible to slow cook with a pot entirely open. You can add chili, cinnamon, and ginger to make the stew spicier. Diced potatoes, cabbage, carrots, or other vegetables also make great additions to this delicious meal. A modern twist to the traditional tamata bready is served with cauliflower, lentils, parsnips, or hot white rice. Another great innovative recipe will feature beans, Cape water lilies, and cardamom cardamom are equally used to make these dishes, this dish particularly very, very unique. And we're going to move straight to braai. This braai means grilled meat, but it is in South Africa. It's just grilled meat. You know, when you hear the name, it's as though that the food is just too complicated. But then braai means grilled meat. And braai is an automatic South African dish and cooking style. This word braai refers to the grilling of meat, or can be used in Africans to donate barbecue or grill. As the name implies, it is a dish often cooked on open fire during social events. Braai is a South African dish that brings families and friends together. Common braai meat includes skewers, lamb and chicken in the marinated, and broers, that's sausage, because it makes for an automatic South African social event. Guests will regularly bring their own salad and meat with them. Beyond the grilling process, there are tons of braai-inspired dishes such as braai broodjie for barbecue sandwich, which means filling the thick slice of white loaves bread with grilled meat and cheese. Slice of onions and tomatoes may be added alongside courtney, seasoned with salt and pepper. After putting the sandwich together, butter may be spread on all sides of the loaf, and then the sandwich is braised over milk oil hot until the cheese melts and the bread is crispy golden brown. Traditionally, braai is cooked with over wood, but modern tradition used a charcoal stove. However, you should never host a braai by barbecue over the gas grill. The locals will say that it is the smoky flavor that makes braai very, very unique. So this is something that even in Nigeria we do. It's just that we just call it grilled meat. So in South Africa it's called braai, and then it's just the name, because sometimes I hear, no, I can't try this, I can't try that. That's why you need to know a lot about other cultures, about other food, so that when you see it, you might try. Maybe they have different spices. There's a way they garnish theirs. Maybe probably we just do, you know, in here we mostly do it maybe with a pepper sauce, or maybe we'll make it a sweet barbecue, or we'll just make it with yaji, and that's grounded pepper and all of that. But then there they mix it with spices. You can use garlic, you can use cheese and all of that. So that's what makes it unique and different from the way it's been done in Nigeria. So we're going to be looking at Durban Bonnie Chow. So it's just basically hollowed bread, and then Bonnie Chow is a truly innovative dish originally made by Durban-based Indian Africans. This amazing South African dish starts as a hollow loaf of white bread filled with a great blend of delectable curries. Historians suggested that the idea of hollowing the white bread started off with Indians working in sugarcane plantations as their way of carrying their entire lunch to work. Bonnie Chow is mostly known for the infusion of spices such as turmeric, coriander, garlic, curry powder, garam masala, cloves, and apricot juice to produce varying level of heat. It is then served with rice, salad, and grated carrot or dates. In place of the traditional lamb curry filling, you can use a hearty pork rasher and bean soup to fill the fresh sourdough bread and finish it off with the general spread of Parmesan cheese, and then it's just there looking all nice. So man, we just need to try other dishes so that you will get to know other people's culture. So when you're traveling to South Africa, you're like, okay, fine, I learned this in Lunch Global, I learned about braai, I learned about a lot. So it's just for you to know that, okay, this is what this dish is made of. You know, most of the time when you don't know what the dish is basically made of, you're scared of eating it. Probably you might have reactions from it, or you're scared of running stomach because you're not used to, you don't know what is in the food. But most times you need to just have an idea of what you are eating, and that is why Lunch Global is here for you to know about other culture, other tradition, and their meals as well. And then we have South African sausages. It's called Mali kebabs. I know that we know about chicken kebabs, beef kebabs here, and all of that. And this freshened dish can be found all over South Africa, from coffee shops to family restaurants. The name sossetai comes from the Mali term spicy sauce. It is a traditional South African braai made with lamb or muttons chopped into cubes and then marinated with the famous Cape Mali sauce. Then it is skewed before cooking. Often, South African add tons of vegetables to the meat to spice up its nutritional level. For a modern twist, you can try skewering along with chunk of onions and soaked dried apricot, which makes it more traditional. And then up next, we're going to be talking about the vatkyok. It's fried bread, basically. So vatkyok is fried bread. So you just hear it like, okay, what is this? Sometimes when you know, there are times that when you go to a restaurant and then you don't really know what that is. You just see the name out because the name sounds very, very sweet and interesting. So you just want to try the meal, and then when it comes to it, like, what is this? No, I can't eat this and all of that. So most of the time when you see names like that, just try and find out, where is this originated from? Where is this food from? What is it made of? And then trust me, when you see the ingredients and how the food is being made, you easily enjoy it better, and then you know what you're going for. So vatkyok is fried bread, and then it makes a quick South African breakfast or dessert. This delectable dish is made from oil fried bread paired with minced meat. Vatkyok originated from Dutch immigrants who had moved to Cape Town in the early 80s. And these immigrants have created the bread dish in a bit of to cook and save time. Hence, frying seems like a fast way. Vatkyok literally means fat cake in Afrikaans. You can your choice of filling is unlimited. You can choose from chicken, beef, lamb, pork, or a mix of any of the meats besides the minced meat. South Africans love to spice up their vatkyok with a little cheese or apricot jam, minced chicken mayo, or chicken curry. A very sophisticated twist to the local classic is serving vatkyok with a built-in sprinkle green fits and cream cheese. If this sounds too extra, another subtle but modern twist is vatkyok made with feta and also garlic. So these are basically ingredients that you know. What makes these dishes spectacular to me is just the kind of spices. So these are things that you can even make it in your house. You are a Nigerian, but you are also you're African. So it's just something that, forget, okay, it's a South African dish. I have to go to South Africa to be able to learn these dishes. No, these are things that you know you can easily get them we have them in Nigeria. So it's just for you. What makes it spectacular is the spices they have. And sometime when you travel to South Africa, try and get all those spices so that when you come, and then you can learn and see how they make it work in their own space. And when you're in your comfort zone, you come, okay, why not give it a try and see how good you can be with South African dishes. Trust me, we're going to be bringing lots more dishes around across Africa, across the world, not only in Africa. We're going to be learning a whole lot because we've been talking about Nigerian dishes and all of that. But we're going to take away time from that so we get to learn about other cultures. We do. Okay, so next we're going to be talking about samp and beans risotto. The classic samp and beans risotto is soul food and a staple to many South Africans' household. It is made with black-eyed beans cooked with samp dried corn kernels in chicken stock, and it can be enjoyed as a side dish with braai meat, lamb tomato brady, or lamb casserole. For a spicier note, consider frying finely chopped onions with your samp and beans. You can also take the bolder modern routine by adding finely chopped garlic to the onions to be fried before stirring in your samp and beans, and garnish with chopped akovis and asparagus, sorry, and then it's just going to, and then you can make it with scrambled eggs. It depends on how you want to make it, because there's the white beans. Some people mix the brown eye beans. Some people use brown beans. Some people use the white beans. That's the beans that has a brown will I say a brown eyes or a brown face. That's all it means. So it's just for it to make, and we all know beans, we all eat beans, so it just basically looks like, oh, this is like a beans porridge and all of that, but then it's basically white. And but I feel there's a way you make your own spectacular. You can add garlic. Say if you just want it to be like the modern way, you can just add some chopped garlic, and then you add eggs, and then how you feel it's going to be more convenient for you to eat and feel good. So we're going to be talking about boerewors. Boerewors are sausages, and then we know sausage basically. But this sausage, why is this sausage looking so big? It's something that you can just make it in your comfort space. Sausage is meat that you use, and then it's like you just mince the meat and all of that. So boerewors is a special South African food made from sausage, and it's said to originate from both Namibia and South Africa. The name boerewors literally means farmer's sausage. About 90% of this dish is meat. The remaining 10% comprises various seasonings and onions and pepper. Add to the mix spice like curry powder, paprika, and other spices are also key ingredients in this amazing food. And then we're going to be looking at, last but not the least, I told you we're going to be doing this more often so that we get to learn about other cultures. The fact that you are in Nigeria doesn't mean you cannot try other people's meal. And if you love traveling, then this is for you. If you're just a traveler, you like to travel, you have to learn to eat. And if you've not traveled yet and you're planning to go to South Africa, trust me, we're always here for you to give you all the interesting dishes you would love to try in South Africa. So you can send anything, your questions, you want to learn more about the dishes in all our social media platforms. And trust me, we're going to be here to make sure we give you that response, because we want to expect your feedback when you travel and come back, whether you enjoy the meal or not. So we're going to be talking lastly today, the last meal we have today is bobo tie. And then bobo tie is a national dish of, it's like this is dried fruits and herbs and topped with milk and egg mixture. This amazing dish is thought to have originated from Dutch settlers and was actually recorded by a recipe in 1609 by the Dutch that migrated to the South Africa. Today, it is an important cuisine in the Cape Mali community, and it is an equally popular dish in Kenya, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. However, other historians also state that the dish dated as far back as the Roman Empire and was often prepared by ancient Roman chefs as a combination of crunchy nuts and tender meat topped with egg and milk. Regardless of its history, the word bobo tie comes from a Mali word bombo, which refers to curry spices. The minced meat for the spicy cuisine can be pork, beef, or lamb. Bobo tie is made from baked meat and spiced with garlic, lemon zest, pepper, salt, turmeric, and host of herbs. The dish is further topped with egg and milk and baked once more. And what especially makes this dish stand out in the bright yellow color due to the custard egg, that's a custard egg and milk layer. Bobo tie is often served with a spicy sauce of sambal and yellow rice, long grain rice peppered with raisins and turmeric. And then for modern twist, you can add dried fruit such as raisins and apricot and add a fruity kick of this herb meal. So for today, we're going to stop here because of time, and when we come on our next episode, it's going to be another interesting traditional meal for you, so that you have to we just want you to learn about other people's meal, so that when you travel, it will be easier for you to coexist among the people of wherever you're going to, people of South Africa, to people of Ghana, the people of Australia, and all of that. Thank you for joining me on today's episode on Lunch Global. I just hope you learned something. So enjoy the rest of your day, and make sure when you travel, you try this meal. Have a good day.